The 49ers' injury luck has collapsed into a crisis. Two season-ending losses to defensive anchors, Nick Bosa, ACL, and now Fred Warner, dislocated, fractured ankle, don't just weaken a unit, they change the team's identity. Warner is the heart of San Francisco's defense. He reads, adjusts, wraps up, and organizes an entire front. Replacing that voice with a seventh-round rookie is asking too much, too fast. Unless the 49ers pull off a trade that actually upgrades linebacker play, a near impossible ask this late, Robert Saleh will be forced to improvise with youth, schematic patches, and hope the offense can outscore opponents. That's not a strategy built to win a division that includes a sharp Seahawks team and a dangerous Rams squad. Panic meter, very high for this season and next. The gap that opened without Bosa was already visible. In the 3 games with Bosa, opponents averaged 16.3 points. In the 3 since, that's jumped to 26.3 and at least 325 yards allowed per game. Those numbers aren't noise. They're a structural decline that gets amplified when you lose your top pass rusher and your best off-ball linebacker. Beyond this year, the roster's age profile is worrying. Christian McCaffrey's workload is enormous. Trent Williams and George Kittle are getting older, and both Bosa and Warner will be coming off major injuries entering their late 20s. This core has accomplished plenty, but hasn't won a Super Bowl. The window looks shakier now. Buffalo's slide is the other headline. A 4-0 start papered over real problems, and back-to-back losses have exposed those cracks. Monday's loss to Atlanta, 335 yards allowed in the first half, showed the defense can be overwhelmed, and the offense sputtered badly late in the game. Josh Allen isn't the issue alone. The Bills' offensive balance and defensive consistency have to tighten up. The schedule soft spot in September helped their start. October is showing a more realistic portrait. Panic meter, ramping up. Buffalo remains a contender, but the margin for correction is slimmer than expectations suggested. Philadelphia's sudden stumble feels like a hangover. The Eagles went from a near-perfect run last season to 2 losses in 5 days, and their offense has had too many quiet stretches. Saquon Barkley's production has dipped sharply after an enormous 2024 workload, and the offensive line's injuries are disrupting timing. Coaching turnover at coordinator and play-calling shifts haven't helped. Continuity matters when margins are this small. The roster still ranks among the league's best, but its polish is missing. Panic meter, notable but not catastrophic. Philly should be able to right the ship with smart deadline work and load management. Washington's regression is another reminder that last year's miracles are hard to repeat. The Commanders have already dropped 3, including a gut punch loss to the Bears where a late fumble cost them the game. Ball security and situational execution have to improve, otherwise a 3-3 record looks like a missed opportunity rather than a collapse. Panic meter, moderate, fixable, but urgent. Taken together, these stories underline a league-wide truth. Injuries and small slippages tilt seasons fast. The 49ers are the clearest example of how fragile a contender's path can be when 2 defensive pillars go down. For Buffalo and Philadelphia, October is a reality check. Both have the personnel to salvage the year, but must act quickly. Washington needs steadiness and cleaner game management. The upcoming trade deadline will be telling. Teams that move decisively to shore up trenches and depth will improve their odds. Teams that hope health returns by luck will likely watch their ceilings shrink. Short version, the 49ers season is in the danger zone. The Bills and Eagles are on the ropes, but salvageable. The Commanders need to stop self-inflicted wounds. The next few weeks will decide who adapts and who pays the price for a fast-moving, unforgiving NFL calendar. You feel it when a season's margin evaporates. 1 hit, 1 limp off, 1 strained roster note, and suddenly the plan looks fragile. The 49ers hit that moment this week. Fred Warner's season-ending ankle injury changes everything. ESPN.com, Nick Bosa was already lost for the year with a torn ACL. That pair of season-ending defensive injuries isn't just bad luck. It robs San Francisco of its 2 most important defensive pillars. Bosa's pass rush and Warner's play calling and gap control are how the 49ers impose their will, losing both forces coordinator Robert Saleh and the staff into schematic triage. 49ers.com, the data before and after Bosa's exit shows the practical cost. With Bosa on the field early, San Francisco was limiting opponents and getting off the field. Without him, the defense has surrendered more yards and points, and now you remove Warner. The defense's on-field brain, and the margin for error collapses. Replacement-level starters and late-call depth simply don't replicate what Warner and Bosa do. FantasyFootballers.org, what the Niners can practically do this minute. Hide weaknesses through schematic choices and buy time with short-term roster moves. Expect more nickel and dime coverage, more pre-snap disguises, quicker drop-and-fire pass protections from the offense, and rotation-heavy rush packages to manufacture pressure. Expect the front office to at least audition the trade market for veteran linebacker help, not to find another Warner, but to find steadiness. Those are stopgaps, not cures. 49ers.com, the ripple goes beyond 2025. Warner and Bosa are 29 to 30-year-old cornerstones who now face significant recoveries. An aging core with Ware, Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams, George Kittle becomes riskier when a season structure shifts from complementary football to offense carry survival. This isn't just a year problem. It clouds the next offseason and reshapes short-term windows. FantasyFootballers.org. If you want league context, October is revealing cracks everywhere. The Bills, who opened 4-0, hit turbulence with back-to-back losses, including a messy Monday night in Atlanta where Buffalo's defense was gashed early and the offense stalled late. That stretch suggests the Bills' clean September schedule masked schematic weaknesses that the tougher slate is exposing. Buffalo rumblings, the Eagles' recent stumble matters too. Philadelphia lost to the Giants in a game that exposed timing problems, a diminished Saquon Barkley workload, and cornerback depth issues. A 4-0 start has turned into a short list of urgent fixes. Big rosters still have to correct tiny errors fast, and right now the Eagles are letting small failures compound. Sports.yahoo.com. Even Washington's regression is instructive. Last year's overperformance, close wins, turnover luck, normalized into mistakes this season. A late fumble cost them a Monday night win. That kind of regression is the thing that slices division races open. ESPN.com, short tactical checklist for teams in this October churn. If you lose defensive stars, a switch to disguise and delay coverages and force opponents into longer drives. Shorten offensive play development. Quicker reads, more screens, more RPOs that protect the passer and keep chains moving. Add veteran depth, even for 1 year. Experienced linebackers, run stuffers, and interior rushers by matchup stability. Prioritize situational practice, 2-minute short yardage and turnover avoidance drills. Those reps win close games. Bottom line, the 49ers, twin losses of Warner and Bosa turn a title favorite into a vulnerable heavy favorite in name only. The Bills and Eagles are showing that early records can lie. Depth, discipline, and medical fortune will decide who survives October. If you want one sentence to carry, talent built a margin. Injuries and fundamentals eat it alive. ESPN.com.